Taylor Swift is clearly an ally of the gay community. She said so herself. But the New York Times piece went much further than that, with Mark saying, what if the Lover era was merely Ms. Swift's attempt to douse her work and herself in rainbows, as so many baby queers feel compelled to do as they come out to the world? I thought the whole point is that she can come out when she wants to. In 2019, Swift made it clear she does not consider herself a part of the LGBTQ community. She told Vogue, rights are being stripped from basically everyone who isn't a straight, white, cisgender male. I didn't realize until recently that I could advocate for a community that I'm not a part of. Swift's friends and associates now blasting the Times, with one telling CNN, there seems to be no boundary some journalists won't cross when writing about Taylor, regardless of how invasive, untrue, and inappropriate it is, all under the protective veil of an opinion piece. The writer didn't just potentially traumatize Swift with this article, though. She also connected it to the country singer Shelley Wright, whose suicide attempt was mentioned in the very first sentence of the op-ed. In 2006, the year Taylor Swift released her first single, a closeted country singer, then 35, held a 9mm pistol to her mouth. She responded today, saying, I think it was awful of the New York Times to publish, triggering for me to read, not because the writer mentioned my nearly ending my life, but seeing a public person's sexuality being discussed is upsetting. The writer clearly saw the controversy coming, by the way, and saying in the op-ed, I know that discussing the potential of a star's queerness before a formal declaration of identity feels to some too salacious and gossip-fueled to be worthy of discussion. And she goes on to provide a typical and yet borderline nonsensical defense. She says, quote, I share many of these reservations, but the stories that dominate our collective imagination shape what our culture permits artists and their audiences to say and be. Every time an artist signals queerness and that transmission falls on deaf ears, that signal dies. Recognizing the possibility of queerness while being conscious of the difference between possibility and certainty keeps that signal alive. I don't even know what that sentence means. Joining me now is Perez Hilton, who may be the internet's most famous gossip and celebrity columnist. He's the editor-in-chief of PerezHilton.com. Good to see you again. Thanks very much for coming on the program. Appreciate it. What do you make of the New York Times article?
That didn't read to me like a New York Times op-ed. Instead, I felt like I was reading some fan fiction. And if you look at it through that lens, it was very well written. And that kind of literature is prevalent amongst a very small group of Taylor Swift fans, whom to this day believe that she is secretly gay and that she had a previous relationship with Carly Kloss, and that she speaks through code. This New York Times journalist might be one of those loony Taylor Swift fans. Like, they're just so far removed from reality. And to me, as a big Taylor Swift fan, her whole work, her whole career has been about honesty, transparency. And not only is this incredibly speculative, but it's disrespectful because you're saying she's a liar. And I don't view Taylor Swift as a liar. I think if she were even the smallest bit queer, that she would be open about it if she wanted to. And you know what? She doesn't have to.
I mean, is this more the kind of story that you would see on your site circa 10 years ago?
No, because I would not have... I would have just said if I knew she was or wasn't.
Right.
I would have declared it. I wouldn't have this poofy piece like, ooh, I wonder this or that, you know? Like, back in the day, I used to be obsessed with Zac Efron. But I never speculated that Zac Efron was gay because I didn't know and I didn't get that from him. And honestly, I would like to think as a gay man, my gaydar is really solid and I don't have any bleeps whatsoever, no blips about Taylor Swift.
All right, let me ask you, because I didn't know this, but you apparently had outed a bunch of gay celebrities in the past, and you've expressed regret about that since then. Why?
Well, because I realized that's not my story to tell. And, you know, one of the turning points for me, actually, and when I stopped doing that, was this young college student who's no longer with us by the name of Tyler Clementi. He was going to school in Rutgers, and he was outed by his roommate. And very tragically, he ended up taking his own life. And I thought, thankfully, nothing like that ever happened in my just sharing with my friends online what I would with my friends in the real world.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.